your favorite players or the best players in the world, you know, I say Mike and I say Kobe. You know what I mean? And then everybody else.
LeBron's after that for you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely after that.
Jordan is 1 and Kobe's 1B. And that's no knock on LeBron. I think LeBron is right there. But just the killer instinct Kobe had.
Better? Probably Kobe. I mean, you know, all around he's just a better player in a sense of skill work, knowledge, you know. But it's hard to knock what LeBron does. I mean, LeBron is amazing. What he's good at that's what he is. I mean,
when I say
you could have picked any current player right now to play with for an entire season, who would you have picked?
Probably Kobe, because the fact that he's, well, of course he wouldn't have been shooting as much as he does now.
Yeah, you would have had to talk with him.
His desire to win, his dedication in the offseason to get better, and he's just tough. He's just a tough cat. But if you want to have fun like I did with Bill Walton, you play with LeBron.
Really?
It'd been probably more fun to play with LeBron. But if you want to win and win and win, it's Kobe.
It doesn't matter who the GOAT is. My guy should be in the conversation.
yes.
Don't just no. But hold on. So what Rashad was saying is like you guys just throw him out of the conversation. Like, you know, sometimes you have to listen to what people are saying. Like right now, and listen, you know, I love all those guys, and I'm actually jealous that my name is not in the conversation more. But that's neither here nor there. So somehow it just went from Mike to LeBron, and you just threw my guy out of the conversation. His name needs to be in there all the time. Mm-hmm. And when his name is not in there, that's when people have a problem.
I wanted to make this video in response to all of the Kobe haters and LeBron fans and all of the people who say that Kobe not a top 10 player or Kobe not better than LeBron is being laughable, and all of them people, and it's mostly people in the media and certain fans, because I feel like the media is the ones who try to put LeBron over Kobe or say that LeBron is the second greatest player of all time or that Kobe wasn't that great. And I feel like the fans is really 50-50. I believe that half of the fans truly believe that Kobe is better than there's half of the fans that believe that LeBron is better. But one thing we do know is that majority of the players and ex-players believe that Kobe is better than LeBron, and that Kobe, a lot of them had Kobe right behind Jordan as the second greatest player of all time. So everybody wonders why that is, and why is it that the players who played against, you know, other NBA players who played against LeBron and Kobe, who played with Kobe and LeBron, why they have them ranked over LeBron, but people in the media who supposed to be experts on sport or talk like they experts like Stephen A. Smith, have LeBron better and think that it's crazy for Kobe to be better than LeBron. So to me, what this really come down to, and it's gonna make a lot of people mad, is that you had to have played basketball to really understand how good Kobe is. And that's what it really comes down to, is that the media, most of these people didn't play basketball, or a lot of them didn't play basketball on a high level, like Kendrick Perkins, who sit up here and say that LeBron is better than Jordan and LeBron is the GOAT, you know. And then I believe that a lot of this is LeBron love or connection with the media and the sports and stuff like that. That's why people like Shannon Sharp and Nick Wright says that he's the greatest player of all time. It's because of their connection with LeBron, and they don't want to get on LeBron's bad side. They want to get an interview from LeBron. LeBron's still the face of the NBA, and they don't want to alienate or talk bad about the face of the NBA. Then we know that Shannon Sharp admit to being friends with LeBron, take pictures with LeBron, courtside with LeBron. LeBron probably didn't gave him shoes behind the scene. I think he have said that. So it's like a lot of this stuff is not even real. Like, you know, like y'all just doing this stuff for TV or to stay on LeBron good side and stuff like that, because y'all afraid of LeBron not giving y'all an interview or that ESPN or such gonna get mad because, like I said, LeBron is the face of the NBA. So of course you don't want to talk bad and put down the face of the NBA. So it's easy to big him up. But we got to come to the conclusion and realize that we can get into the stats because I don't know if I want to turn this to a LeBron versus Kobe debate or just the fact that Kobe being disrespected, period, by a lot of people. I guess we're going to do both, but I guess the main topic always have been LeBron versus Kobe, and who's better, because that, that been a big debate. So I want to kind of break it down because when we look at who's the better player, I do believe that a lot of it does have to do with accolades and stats in that nature, but that can't be all of it. Just like I agree that rings can be all of it because rings is a team accomplishment, and Robert Horry does have more rings than Michael Jordan. So everything has to be taken into context. And the main thing that I think most people is missing, and this is why the players mostly have Kobe above LeBron and have Kobe right behind Michael. And that's because if you play basketball and if we take away the stats, the accolades and everything like that, which we can't, but this is where we get to set it from, because I hate when people say, well, Robert Horry has 7 rings and Michael Jordan has 6. They not even in the same conversation of level of players. When you start comparing players that's on the same level, when we start talking about the top 10 players, that's when you start nitpicking and getting into other things that's more relevant. That's when it comes down to the nuances and the little here, who has the most all NBAs, the most scoring titles, the most this, and then the number one factor, which I'm getting back to, is, okay, put on the tape, watch these two players, who is better? And this is what I always say. If you didn't know who LeBron or Kobe was, you just turned on basketball. Let's say you're somebody who about basketball, you play basketball, but you never took the time to watch basketball. And you just seen Kobe play, seen LeBron play, watch Kobe highlights, watch LeBron highlights. Who is you going to say is better? And for most people, we know that that's Kobe, from somebody who actually plays basketball and knows how much skill it takes to do what Kobe does. I feel like that's why a lot of players have him over LeBron, and a lot of us do have Kobe over LeBron, despite their accolades. Now, when we get into accolades and stuff like that, because LeBron want to pull up, well, LeBron has more MVPs and more Finals MVPs and has a higher point per game average than Kobe, which is true. But to me, that's the only reason why LeBron is in the conversation, or you can even say that LeBron has any shot at being over Kobe. Because to me, they're still in the same realms of players. You can't definitively just tell me that LeBron is so much ahead of Kobe, and the same for Kobe being over LeBron. That is close. But when we look at accolades, it depends on how you look at it. Like LeBron just have a lot of accolades over Kobe. Like I brought down Finals MVPs, longevity, all-time points leader and stuff. But still, people don't bring up, there's still certain accolades that LeBron hasn't caught Kobe or won't catch Kobe in, and like all NBA first team defense and all NBA defense. Like Kobe has, I think, that up there with Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett as a guard. Even he has even more than Gary Payton as being a lockdown defender in the all NBA first or second team defense. A lot of people gonna say he didn't deserve them, but if we want to break down who didn't deserve what, we'd be here all day, because a lot of people feel like Kobe deserves more than one MVP, or this person don't deserve that. So we just going about what it is. But somebody be a 9 first time, they didn't get all of them wrong. It's not like Kobe was a bad defender and they were just giving it to him because they love Kobe so much. But that's not true. So if we look at all NBA defense, which is a big part, Kobe was a better defender, but majority of his career than LeBron was. And then when we look at stuff like scoring titles, which matter means that you was the best scorer that year, Kobe still has more scoring titles than LeBron. Kobe still has a 81-point game, a higher career scoring than LeBron has. Kobe didn't average more in a season, 35 in a season. I think the most LeBron ever averaged in a season was like 30 or 32 or something. So when we break down the little things, because when we look at LeBron having a higher points per game career average, that's because I'm gonna play a Kobe interview when Kobe breaks down why that is, because Kobe didn't play earlier in his career. He sat on the bench and averaged 13 or 14 points per game, which is bringing his points per game for his career down. If you look at from when Kobe became a starter in that guy to the end, his points per game is the same as LeBron, or maybe like a point or few higher. So it's them earlier years that brings Kobe points per game down, but of course, don't nobody want to bring that up. So, and you could say, well, that's Kobe's fault. LeBron was better early on. Okay, we could say that LeBron was better than Kobe coming out of high school, which is probably true because he was the first pick, he was the 13th pick. But also, like Kobe said, he has a coach that didn't believe in playing rookies and was hard on him, and George Karl, that didn't give him a chance to shine. So it really kind of goes both ways. But when we look into, like I said, the accolades, Kobe still has more rings than LeBron has. And stuff like, like breaking down certain things, there is certain accolades that LeBron has over Kobe and that Kobe has over LeBron's. But I will say overall, I will give that to LeBron. But that's, like I said, that's only half of the debate and story. And like I said, we should start it closer. I said, but when we look down who's the better player, individual player, to me, and I think that's why most players and then the fans who do go with Kobe believe in Kobe, because it's like, okay, just forget everything because we can watch people play. It's not all about stats and accolades. We know that can be short. People vote for these things. It's a team game. Stuff happens. So what we can't debate is this person individual skills and watching them and knowing how they play. And I feel like people who play basketball know that it's harder to be Kobe than there is being LeBron. And people could say, well, Kobe mimicked himself after Jordan, but that's how you're supposed to do. That's mimicking yourself after being the greatest that there is. Like they said, if you great imitates great. And for the simple fact that Kobe is still able to be respected, trying to be like Mike goes to show even more so how good that he is as a player, because it's easy to call somebody a copycat, they a fake version. Like Kobe was so good that you couldn't sit up there and say that. So I want to break that down. So I feel like a lot with LeBron is like, LeBron is the freak of nature, and that's no fault of his own, but it just is what it is. Like we look at LeBron, he's 6'9", fast, can jump out the gym. Like a lot of it is kind of like Shaq to where, or Wilt to where it's just like, like it's not a skill. You just physically bigger and superior than people. And I think Gilbert Arenas kind of broke this down too, why he was saying that. I got that. I don't know if I'm gonna put the videos and of the players and the debates in the beginning or end of the video. That's what I'm saying. I might have already showed it already, but Gilbert Arenas broke down that people who respected Kobe, because Kobe was, 6'6", not that tall, not that, could jump that high, hands weren't that big, but it was just his skill of being how good he was. And that's why I feel like people respect him and put him more so over LeBron because of the skill aspect. He don't have the physical. Now, Kobe had a high vertical. Kobe, I mean, 6'6" to 6'6", like, Kobe wasn't Iverson or Spud Webb or something to where, or even Steph Curry to where he was, at the bottom or considered short or not athletic. Kobe was amazing athletically, but by NBA standards and shooting guard, he wasn't, this physical phenomenon like LeBron is. To where it's like, okay, a lot of times, like we see LeBron going to the room, like he just bigger and stronger than everybody. Now, and when you look at it, people never really consider that a skill or being better than somebody. Like, like if we play and you bigger, stronger, and faster than me, it's not really that much of a compliment if you beat me because you're supposed to. Like if you play, like if you 5'5" and you play somebody who's 6'4", I mean, the person who's 6'4" supposed to beat you, supposed to be better than you. Like, like it's not, and you can't really control, no matter how skilled or good you is, this person just was genetically better than you and more gifted and, more blessed than you is. So how can we really rate it? And it's kind of like a lot of people say, well, if Iverson was 6'8", that's why a lot of people love Iverson despite his accomplishments. Like, well, if Iverson was 6'6", wow, imagine how good he would be. And then the same thing with Steph Curry. That's why a lot of people consider Steph Curry one of the best because it's pure skill. The same for Kyrie Irving. So that's my reason why I feel like a lot of people put Kobe, and I know that I do, over LeBron, because it's just like forget, like not forget the accolades. Because like I said, the accolades are still there in the clothes. It's not like LeBron accolades are just watching Kobe. And it's not like LeBron has 5 rings and Kobe has 1 ring, or LeBron has 18 All NBA and Kobe has 5. Like, no, Kobe has 15 All NBAs too. Kobe has a lot of all-star games, 15 all-star games up there with LeBron too. So they comparable in a lot of ways. It's not like LeBron now. If LeBron was just blowing his accolades out the water, then yes, you could say that. It's kind of like the Randy Moss and Jerry Rice debate, or the Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady debate. But I don't even think that it's that close, because I feel like Moss was so much better than Rice, skill wise and athletically and gifted, and just watching him put it on, like I'm saying about Kobe and LeBron. But then on the other hand, Rice statistic blows Randy Moss is out the water. Then the fact that I'm somebody who about rings. I'm sorry, you can't be in that conversation no matter who you is if you don't have no rings. That's why, despite how great Chase McGrady and Allen Iverson is, the rings is why they are not up there with even like a Steph Curry or in the top 10, and that's what keeps them out of being in the top 10. But if Iverson had 4 or 5 rings, most of us would have him in the top 10 players of all time. The same thing for Tracy McGrady. So I think that's what holds Moss back to why, even though we know that he's so much better, but the fact that Rice has 3 rings, yeah, 3 rings, and Moss has none, it's kind of like, okay. And then, Rice get all touchdowns, yards, everything is just above Moss. So it's like, I understand in that reason why, even though I believe that Moss was a better player, and more skilled, I can't even, well, I can't even say skilled, because Rice was skilled in route running, but Moss was just a better player when you watched him than Rice was. But when it comes to the statistic and the rings, there's no comparison. And the same thing for Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. I don't see the same, because the skill level between Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady is way closer than it is with Rice or Kobe and LeBron and stuff. Like, people act like Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers is so much more talented than Tom Brady. Not the case. Because throwing the football, like, how, like, if you're in the NFL, you can throw the football. Just because Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers like to be flashy, that's what it is, and throw it behind their back, no looking. People think that they such a better passer when really they not. Tom Brady just plays it the right way, kind of like Tim Duncan. Um, so, but it's still throwing the ball. Tom Brady, one of the most accurate and had one of the best arms that there was, or he wouldn't be considered one of the greatest and played for the longest time. Like, Tom Brady didn't have no bad arm. Tom Brady, one of the most accurate that there is. So that just it ain't that big as people try to make it seem. But when it comes to the accolades and stats, Tom Brady demolishes Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. So that's why I would say it's not even a debate. I hate when people try to debate Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers being like, Kobe or LeBron or Jerry Rice to Randy Moss. Like, no, Tom Brady is right there with them skill-wise, and then he crushes them in accolades. But that's another subject. But getting back to Kobe, I just want to say, yeah, that's why I feel like most people say that Kobe is better than LeBron, and most people, and this is another thing, a big thing to close it out. I watched both of them play, and a lot of us watched Kobe and LeBron play. Like, I'm even more so seeing LeBron play more than Kobe, because when Kobe was playing, I was young. I watched LeBron entire whole career, and I'm still watching it now. And I was a Kobe fan, so I watched a lot of Kobe career, but I was young watching it up until, I got older. And watching them is just, I said this from the beginning, and I said this 10 years ago, and always, so it's like, just watching them and following their careers, LeBron just, Kobe was just better. I watched them play. Like, like, I don't have to argue the stats and all of this when I watched both of them. And my takeaway was Kobe was just a better player. And certain things, and this is another thing too, to close it out, a lot of things LeBron get props for, I don't give him props for. Like people give LeBron props for winning titles with 3 different teams and taking 3 teams to the championship and stuff like that. To me, that's the detriment because I come from the old school to where team hopping is looked down upon. Like I don't give LeBron credit for hopping from team to team to team. Like that's not accomplished to me. And then also, this is a big thing, which with my closing argument to why I say that Kobe is better than LeBron is a simple fact that LeBron has played longer than Kobe at a healthier level. He done switched team twice. LeBron done played with more superstars and all-stars than Kobe did. LeBron only case over Kobe back in the day when I used to have this argument was the fact that LeBron didn't have as much help as Kobe. People used to say, well, Kobe had Shaq, so that gave them the leverage. But now you look, LeBron had played with Anthony Davis, a top 75 player, Dwayne Wade, a top 75 player, Chris Bosh, an all-star, Kyrie, one of the most skilled players in NBA history. Like Kevin Love was a 20. Like people don't understand how good Kevin Love was. Like he played with Rondo. Even though they was older, they were still great players. Even Ray Allen, who hit the shot, like LeBron played with so many great players that it's not even comparable. And he then did all this, and he still got less rings than Kobe do. I mean, it is what, and then that's the same debate with the Jordan. Like people say, like LeBron had played 7 more years than Jordan has, and they played with way more all-stars and superstars that still got less rings. Like it's not adding up. Like Jordan played with Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. Them is the 2 you could say all-star top 50 caliber players that he didn't play with. Kobe played with really just Shaq. Paul Gasol, and I'm a huge Paul Gasol fan, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, a great player, but Paul Gasol was on Kevin Love level. That's what people don't understand. Like he was a great player on a bad team that got you double, was a double guy, just like Kevin Love was. I think he was like 0-8 in the playoffs. Like he'd been swept twice in the playoffs. He didn't win a playoff game until he got with Kobe. So, really all Kobe really had was Shaq and then the great Gasol. But then when you look at it, LeBron had Dwayne Wade, who's a top 50 player and won a ring before him. He has had Anthony Davis, so that's 2 top 75 players already. We know Dwight should be a top 75 player regardless, and Dwight helped the Lakers win that bubble championship just like Rondo did, if you want to count that. Like I said, he played with Kevin Love, who was on the level of Paul Gasol. He played with Ray Allen, one of the best shooters. Even though Ray Allen was older, everybody felt like Ray Allen could play 3-4 more years. I remember people thinking that waiting for Ray Allen to pick a team to come back to, and everybody knowing that Ray Allen could still play. Because when you a shooter, you could still play till you 40 years old, especially being a spot-up shooter like Ray Allen was. And Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters that there is. Kyrie Irving, we know one of the most skilled players that there is, despite what you say about him not being clutch and all that. Like Kyrie is just like Iverson. They small guards. There's only so much they can do. Like they always say, a guard that small can't lead a team to a championship besides Steph Curry. And that's why Steph Curry is another certain. That's why I say that Steph Curry deserves more recognition. And when it's all said and done, I feel like he could be better than LeBron. But that's another subject for another day. But we can get into that though. But for the most part, we know how skilled Kyrie is, and Kyrie deserves more credit for that 2016 championship. We know that he was the X factor. He hit the big shot, and the year before, without him, they lost. With them, they won, and he was the big difference maker. LeBron was gonna do what he was gonna do. They needed Kyrie to do what he did in order for them to win. So. And I bet that there's some more players that I'm naming that LeBron played with that I can't even think of that was great players. But like LeBron had more help than anybody, and when the ship was sinking, he jumped ship. It just is what it is. And I feel like if Jordan and Kobe did the same thing that LeBron did, just hop teams when it was bad or teamed up with the other best players, they would have even more rings and even more accolades. Like they said, like imagine, like people still say, imagine if that Chris Paul to the Lakers trade would have went through. Imagine if Jordan in '98, instead of retiring, since he ain't like the Bulls, imagine if he forced the trade and went to, one of the other top teams or something like that. Imagine what it would have been if he didn't retire. He just went to a different team with another All-Star or something like that. Went to the Knicks with Patrick Ewing or something like that. It wouldn't even be comparable. That's why I also put Kobe and Jordan definitely over LeBron too. Because to me, LeBron didn't have more help than they did. Y'all can't say that he didn't, but he still haven't accomplished the ultimate goal of what Kobe and Jordan accomplished. So that's my reason. I just wanted to come give my I guess 2 cents and break down why players and why half of the fan base believe that Kobe is better than LeBron. And I also broke down, I understand why some people would consider LeBron better than Kobe. Like I said, if you young and that's another thing that people gotta bring up and say, like, you gotta be honest, if you really was young and didn't get to see Jordan and Kobe play, and you just looking at the stats, you can't really speak on it. This is the argument for people like me and older than me who got to watch Kobe and LeBron and Jordan career to speak on it. So that's